guys, it has been a little bit. So I had to make a new intro for this video, and it's because I accidentally had my phone number in the background on a vehicle that is for sale, and couldn't figure out how to blur it with me moving around in front of it. I'll have to try to figure that out eventually. But it has been many months later because I was building this fence behind me in my backyard, and it is not a small backyard. And weather's been unhelpful, and I had a bunch of events I had to film, which I'm also behind on editing. But, oh, you can't see me. Hold on. There we go. But in this video, I'm trying to start pulling the interior electrical out of this so that it's ready to swap into the Raleigh, Colorado. But that's definitely going to be a two-man job because I'm trying to pull the whole dash out as one unit and not individual pieces. That way it can just go back in. But the other thing in this video that I'm working on is the 5-cylinder, the 3.7, pulling the balance shafts out, which those are heavy. I'm so glad I'm pulling those out and eliminating them. RPM will go up, and I'll actually be saving some weight, surprisingly. And then the other thing we're going to be addressing in this video is the new suspension parts. These are off of a Hummer H3. The same frame and chassis as the first-gen Chevy Colorados, so a lot of the parts are interchangeable, and the rear axle is wider and the front suspension is a little wider, so I'll have mid-travel and whatnot on the Raleigh, Colorado. Eventually I will be getting another Hummer H3 rear end to put in the Baja, Colorado, but since the Baja, Colorado is not running currently, there's no point in getting one right now. But I'll let the rest of the video play, and then we'll get to today, because today I'm trying to diagnose, or not so much diagnose, but I'm wanting to make sure that there is a limited slip differential in that rear end, because I didn't check the codes like a dumb, and I'm not sure. I do know it does not have an electronic locker like in some of the Hummer H3s, because there's no wires going to the pumpkin. So we're going to figure that out. But until you get to today, enjoy the video. So, carpet out, seat out. I'll probably put that back in whenever I take that down, which I'm going to start on. You cannot see it because it is dark as hell in here. I need brighter lighting, but you can see the two bolts there. Those I need to take off. Those are the supports on the bottom. And then there are two supports on either side of the inside of the cab on the bottom. And then obviously there's there's bolts that go in there on each side that hold it. And I'm going to loosen them. Probably try to slowly bring this down Really should try to enlist some help, but I'm the only one here. So we're gonna try to make this work. You know what? I actually might pause on taking the dash out just yet because I removed the 2 bolts down here and the whole thing sagged. So yeah, I think I'm gonna wait until I'm able to enlist some help. So I'm gonna hop over to the engine and start pulling that apart. Now this back plate is also the rear main seal, so oil will probably leak out, but I did drain this. The other thing about this rear plate is it also seals against the oil pan, but I'm gonna have to remove the oil pan anyway, so I can remove this, so it doesn't matter. As you can tell, I'm wearing different clothes. It's been a few days. Had other things come up. But anyway, we're going to zoom in here. Let's go down. There we go. Let's focus. Focus. Come on. Oh, wrong way. There we go. So, as you can see, this is the back of the crankshaft, this is the back of the engine, got the starter here and whatnot. So, these are balance shafts. These balance shafts are a known failing, an oil failure on the 3.7 Atlas and the 3.5 Atlas. And I believe it is also the same on the 2.8 and the 2.9, because those are the only ones that have. Actually, I think it's only the 5 cylinders, if I remember correctly, because it's such an odd cylinder setup. They put these balance shafts to remove vibrations, but the problem is they're a known oiling failure, because these balance shafts will turn at almost twice the RPM of the actual engine. So now, Badland Industries makes a delete kit for these. I will be ordering that, but I wanted to get this off so I can go ahead and get this started and get the old bearings out, and also, as you can tell, clean up a little bit, because eventually the crankshaft will have to be coming out, so I can have it drilled for a pilot bearing, because this, as you can tell, this crank is not drilled for one. It's drilled for a very weird torque converter. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. Why not just make them all the same and use a torque converter that has the same size as the pinion bearing? But let's get to it.
Oh, we have a new rear axle for the Baja Colorado. This is out of the Hummer H3. They are on the same frame and chassis. So the leaf spring perches will bolt right up. It should bolt 100% in. It is disc brake and larger discs too. And this is also an 8.5-inch rear end. The rear end that comes in the Colorados, unless it was a V8, the Colorados came with a 7.5 or 8-inch rear end, depending on the trim package and whatnot. And the only ones that came with a locker in them were anything that had the RPO code G80, and nor that one or the Colorado behind me has that code. They are both open differentials, which is big. This should have a locker in it, or a limited slip. If it's got a mechanical locker in it, fantastic. If it's got a limited slip in it, fantastic. I don't see any electronic wiring coming out of the Pumpkin, so not the electronic locking one, thankfully. And supposedly there was an open diff option in Hummer H3s. I don't know why there would be, but along with the rear axle, I got the front steering knuckles and suspension, even though we're not going to be using the lowers because those are for four-wheel drive. Both of these Colorados are two-wheel drive. But the upper A-arms, which I need to get new ones, because these ones, no good. But we need some light. Let's go to this one instead. All right. Better view anyway. But the steering knuckle will bolt right up, and how the hub on these is designed is so much better because the rotor actually pops off the normal way. It is on the face of the hub for the stock Colorado, which I actually give me one moment. So this is the Hummer H3 hub and rotor setup. As you can tell, rotor bolts to the face of the hub and whatnot, and actually 4 piston calipers. So that is going to be awesome for our braking capabilities on the Colorado. Stock Colorado front for the two-wheel drive at least. The brake rotor is behind the hub, so in order to change the rotor, you have to pull the hub, which is one of the dumber designs. I don't know why. GM went with that. And it only had a 2-piston caliper. It's currently hanging right there. So the new 4-piston caliper is going to stop this truck, or the red truck, because that's the one that's going on. But I'm gonna order another set of those to go on the Baja truck because those 4 pistons would be fantastic on this. Yeah, well, I'm going to be pulling these apart so I can clean them and get them ready to swap into the red Colorado. I need to double check on this axle, make sure it is a limited slip or locker. If not, some welding or some parts ordering needs to happen. So, apart from getting that Jeep back there, back driving so we can get out of here and try to get it out of my life, I'm going to start working on technically both engines because I'm going to be ordering parts for the 5.3 not too long from now. Work on the 5-cylinder right there, that little spunky little engine, and then the suspension parts and drivetrain. So let's get to work. Well, I finally got it. Let's zoom in real quick. Let's adjust that focus. Focus. There we go. Don't know why I'm using an English voice of some sort. Anyway, this was a reverse thread, and I didn't realize that, so now, there we go. I will have to probably put that back in so I can pull the shaft out because there is no handle for it. It's right here. But that is off. That is off. Okay, after a brief search, this is indeed just an idler gear. It is meant to reverse the rotation of this balance shaft so that they both turn opposite each other to mitigate the vibrations and whatnot. But we don't care about that. We care about horsepower. So those, bye-bye. They come out. They come out.
Well, there's one balance shaft. I was not expecting them to be that long. Holy shit. They're also quite hefty. Like if this could be used as a home defense tool. Wee.
Correct one. That's right, because it's reversed. There we go.
Good Lord, that is a police baton on steroids. Jeez. All right, well, now that those are pulled, I can get around to ordering the Badland Industries delete kit. Whoa, I need to zoom out. Hang on. All right, there we go. Zoom, lock down. What are you doing? Whoa, I'm turning that the wrong way. That's what's happening. Okay. There we go. So, the Badland Industries sells a delete kit that also comes with a tool to remove the shaft bearings from the balance shaft, and also to install the block-offs. Now, I've also got some parts ordered, or they've already arrived, but it's kind of a Hummer H3 conversion kit parts for like the parking brake and whatnot for that rear axle. But yeah, that's done. Now we're gonna move on to the suspension components. Moment of truth. That pried off there a little too easy. I was not expecting that to come off as easy as it did. Gasket. Scene looks like an open diff, and the brakes are locked up so much that I can't turn it to see if there's anything on the other side, but that is most definitely an open differential. Well, as you just saw, the rear end is not a limited slip posi of any kind. It is in fact a open diff. So, oh gosh, the smell of gear fluid. So, the search will now be on for picking up a limited slip of some sort to put in here so that we may actually have posi. Because I competed in my first rally event recently. A short video will be coming up with that. I didn't film much and my GoPro fell off the outside of the truck as I was driving, which you will see. And it was very evident that the suspension definitely needs to be worked on, and the lack of posi traction in the rear was really cutting down on traction and being able to pick up speed quickly. So, but that'll be it for this video. I will see you guys next time. I'm working out here for a shop video, which hopefully the next shop video will be me actually starting on this wall and getting power, insulation, and whatnot in here. So please stay tuned, and I will be filming the whole process of that. So see you guys next time.